when we talk about economic importance of viruses, first we discuss about vaccines. So how vaccines are so important to humankind, that we'll discuss. See here, just to give you an awareness about what kind of myth people will have and what actual facts are. So comparative analysis I gave here. You just read. I'll explain 1 or 2 points. The remaining points you'll understand by reading it. Okay. Now you take here. This one I hope you understand if you read. But here the second point. See, vaccines contain dead or weakened viruses. This point I'm going to explain. Okay. When you take okay, fine. So vaccines will teach your body. What they'll teach, if any bacteria or virus infects your body will develop an immunity. Usually your body will have an immunity in the form of active immunity we call. Right from the birth, right from the placenta of your mother womb, you will have an active immunity. You will have a resistance to normal infections fighting procedure. But as the age grows, this active immunity gets decreased because we get exposed to the different environmental factors. In such case, we have to develop a passive immunity. So what is passive immunity? Passive immunity is nothing but developing immunity artificially, not naturally. How you will develop something artificially? By getting vaccination. That's all the whole concept behind vaccine. Now best example I'll give, polio vaccine. You'll get polio drops. I hope everyone know about polio drops. Okay. When you take the polio drops, those are the vaccine in the form of liquid. Okay. Now what is this polio? Polio is a condition which is caused by a virus. If polio drops are not given, yeah, they're tasty. Something sugary fluid they'll mix up with polio. Yes, Veda, yeah. Okay, coming to the subject. Now, when you take the polio vaccine, the polio drops are nothing but the virus containing drops, which are so tasty. They're bad taste to Ronak. Okay, different people will have different tastes. No problem with that. Coming to the subject, when you take the polio drops contains polio virus. You know that. So vaccine is nothing but a virus will be given to your body. You may get a doubt. See how virus will be given to develop immunity, isn't it? We are talking about immunity, developing immunity. And you are giving deliberately a virus to develop immunity. How this happens? That is all about vaccination. How vaccines are developed, that is the whole principle behind vaccination. Okay? Vaccines will be given to develop artificial immunity in your body, so that if you get bacterial or viral infection, you can fight back, your body can fight back. So here in this example, I have taken the polio virus example. Suppose, see, you're having a virus, example polio virus. This polio virus causes polio disease. Fine. Now you have to develop immunity. You have to develop resistance against this polio disease and against this polio virus. What happens? A virus will be given in the form of vaccine to develop immunity. How a virus will be given in the form of vaccine? That's the point of interest over here. Okay. Now, when the virus, if you take, I explained the structure of virus, it's just a DNA or RNA, isn't it? It cannot grow by itself. Okay. It will grow and reproduce only when it infects a host, isn't it? So when you take the poliovirus will have a DNA or RNA. That's all. Nothing more than that. It's just a non-living being, outside host. So such virus will be, the poliovirus will be grown artificially. The virus will be deliberately grown artificially, where it will not get complete nutrients. Deficient nutrients will be given to this virus. In petri dishes and in lab they will grow. Okay. Now because of the insufficient nutrients, the virus will lose its capacity to reproduce. Okay, its capacity to reproduce will get diminished. This kind of process is called attenuation. Get the word attenuation. This is the word. The weakened virus we call in general is called attenuation. So polio virus is an attenuated vaccine. You got the point? How vaccines are no, taking out the not taking out of the nutrients. See, virus will not have anything. Virus will have only DNA or RNA, isn't it? It will develop only in the host, only when it infects. What the scientists are doing, they are growing it in lab artificially by providing it nutrients, but not complete nutrients. Deficient nutrients they are providing for the virus to grow. Okay, because of the deficiency, the virus will be rendered to lose its capacity to reproduce actively. So such particle will be taken and vaccine will be developed. So that is called attenuated vaccine. So once this vaccine was given, your body is exposed to this poliovirus, isn't it? Because in this vaccine you are having the virus. But in what condition? In weak condition. In very low capacity, low activity condition. So it cannot cause the disease. But when after vaccination, if the poliovirus again infects the same person after vaccination, it cannot cause the disease because already exposed to the vaccine, already exposed to the virus, the whole immunity gets activated. That's called artificial immunity. You got the point? Here deliberately we are giving the virus as a vaccine so that when next time the virus attacks to the vaccinated person, the person cannot develop any diseased condition. Is that clear? That point? Or you want me to explain again? Let me. Yes, Ronak.
Ma'am, what is deficient nutrients?
See, the whole concept is behind how a virus grows, isn't it? When you take the virus will be a DNA or RNA, just a particle. When we studied the structure, I explained this. It cannot reproduce by itself. It needs a host, isn't it? When it infects something, it will grow. Otherwise, it will not grow, isn't it? So this whole process, what we are doing, artificially we are growing them. Artificially we are growing the virus, and in this growth medium, what are nutrients provided? We are not providing the complete nutrients for the growth of the virus. We are making it deficient nutrient capacity. Because of the deficiency of food, what happens? A person becomes weak, isn't it? The same concept applies here for virus also. We are trying to grow it artificially and we are not providing complete nutrients. What will happen to the virus? It will get weakened, isn't it? That's what called attenuation. You are weakening the capacity of the virus to infect. Got it, Ronak?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll write in a flow chart instead of circling on the random way. I'll write in a flow chart. See, just understand everyone. I'm just again explaining a whole thing. How vaccine is prepared. That's I'm writing over here in the form of flow chart. So when you take the vaccine preparation, you will take the live virus, the living virus. When you take the virus structure, you will have DNA or RNA. That's all. You will not have anything. And the live virus grows only in host. Otherwise, it is a non-living particle. It will not reproduce by itself. Okay. Now what you are doing? This live virus you are growing artificially. Spikes are not present in all the viruses. Viruses pictures I showed, some viruses won't have spikes, and spikes are not the one which will infect an individual. The DNA is there. This DNA and RNA, no, not in corona also, Veda. Not in corona also, the spikes are not related to the causing the disease. The disease will be caused by the genetic material of that particular virus, DNA or RNA. That actually causes the disease. Okay. Yeah. Got it? Now, live virus grows only in host. Outside host, it will die off. So what we are doing? Instead of infecting a live virus to a human, that production you're asking. No, they'll reproduce by reproduction here. See, the basic point is virus reproduction will not happen outside host. Why? They doesn't carry any cell machinery. They will not have cytoplasm. They'll not have nucleus. Nothing they'll have. Isn't it, Veda? They'll have only DNA or RNA. That's all. A single strand. In last class, Akshat asked, even a single strand of DNA causes disease. Yes. So they'll reproduce only when they'll infect the host, and inside the host, the DNA will go replicating using the host. This is the basic concept, Veda. Got it? So here, the live virus, it needs host, but instead of host, we are growing them artificially in lab. Understood? In lab, we'll provide the material so that its DNA will grow. But the material, what are the nutrients will provide the nutrients in deficiency. Okay. In deficiency means what? When a person is deficient of some nutrient, he'll become weak, isn't it? The same concept here also. The virus, when we are growing artificially and nutrients were deficient, obviously what happens? Virus will become weak, isn't it? So becoming weak here means what? Like earlier it's not strong. Earlier what it is having? Only DNA or RNA. Only it is having genetic material. That genetic material we are controlling. Here weak means controlling. Controlling its infection when it gets into any host. Okay. So this weakening of virus, in order to make it a vaccine, this whole process, this whole process is called attenuation. No. Here attenuation, right now live virus, the total virus I'm talking. Not part of DNA, not part of virus. Okay. Attenuation, in different ways we can apply. But basic idea you have to get. Don't get into the part of DNA, part of virus. That makes it complicated to understand. So that's why I took live virus. That's all. Enough. Attenuation can be carried out in different ways by recombinant DNA technology, by cloning, by different therapeutic methods. The attenuation can be carried out. That's all not needed right now for you. Okay, the attenuation, this is the process, and the attenuated vaccine will be given to a healthy person. Now, you are giving a virus to a healthy person. Now, let's see how the vaccination works. Now here, as I said, when you take the polio virus, the polio virus causes polio disease. Okay. Now, what you are doing? You will give attenuated polio vaccine. Now, what is this polio vaccine is having? This polio vaccine is having polio virus. Isn't it? That's what we discussed. Attenuation means the virus will be there in the vaccine. But the virus cannot infect. It cannot cause disease. So when the virus is given to a healthy human being, healthy person, his body will get exposed to this virus. And this virus cannot cause any disease or infection to the person. So in either way, it's safe. Now, what is the use of vaccine? That's the point over here. Okay, try to understand that point here. Now, a person was given attenuated polio vaccine. So the healthy person body is already exposed to polio virus. So he got an immunity. He got a resistance towards the polio virus because of the vaccine. Now, in future, remember that word, in future, if the same healthy person is infected with polio virus, you can't stop the infection, isn't it? Once you have taken vaccine, that you know, virus don't know, no? So virus may infect you at any point of life. When this polio virus infects you, it has to cause polio disease, but it cannot be ready to cause polio disease because your body has developed immunity because of the pre-exposure. Remember the word pre-exposure. This is the whole concept behind vaccination. Your body has a pre-exposure to the polio virus. So next time in future, if you have polio virus infection after vaccination, you will develop antibodies against the virus and they will fight with the virus. So you will not get polio disease in your whole lifetime. Yes, what will be produced means antibodies only. Here, the answer came here, Ronak. Got it? Got it? This is the basic for every vaccine. If you take MMR vaccine, measles, mumps, rubella vaccine, or TB vaccine, or any other vaccine. Recently, they are giving the hepatitis vaccine also. Recombinant hepatitis vaccine came recently. Recently means 5 years back itself it came. So all these vaccines, what is the function of the vaccine? Already the causing bacteria or causing virus will be introduced into your body in the form of vaccine, because of which you will develop an immunity. Because of the pre-exposure, you will develop an immunity. So in future, same kind of bacteria or virus if infects you, as you already were given vaccine, your body will fight back. Okay, this is the concept behind total vaccination. Clear to everyone? Any doubts about vaccination? What are be the vaccine? I mean, Ronak was asking, part of virus can be given. Yes, part of virus can be given. Sometimes the total virus will not be given. You are having different techniques in vaccine development. That's a vast area. Okay, right now, this one is enough. Clear to everyone? Now here, if this is clear, I will discuss a term, herd immunity. Recently, you might be hearing this word herd immunity everywhere about the coronavirus. Why coronavirus is not that much, like the mortality rate in India is not that much. When you compare the pandemic condition with other countries, see, you take the Western countries, the European countries, or South Asian countries, remaining South Asian countries, except India, everywhere the mortality rate is nothing but the death rate because of corona is very high comparatively, but here it's very low. Why? Because here we have herd immunity. That word I'll explain. That is continuation of vaccination. Okay, fine, Veda. See, read the whole thing. The fact herd immunity reduces the chance of outbreak. Here outbreak is nothing but the pandemic. Pandemic we call it as outbreak. When a large percentage of a community, here the total country, large percentage of community means what? Total country is immunized against a disease. See, when in your locality a person got infected with corona, assume, I'm just telling it as simply to compare, not knowingly I'm saying this. Suppose a person was infected with corona and he had recovered from corona, hopefully, fortunately. Then the people who are residing beside his apartment or his neighborhood, they'll also will develop immunity against the virus. That is called herd immunity. Herd means what? It's a group, isn't it? A group of people will be designated as herd. I mean sheep, flock, like that. So immunity will be developed in that way. See, if you are vaccinated, then the vaccination will go on affecting the other people also. So that's called herd immunity. So here, understand the word herd immunity reduces the chance of outbreak of the pandemic when a large percentage of community, like in a total country or a total state, is immunized against a disease. Okay, this is how the vaccination principle can be applied to various bacterial and viral infections.